Blessed morning, friends and folks. It is June 30th, and let's dive right into today's lesson. This one is called One Extreme to Another. James 1, 9 through 10. And also remember that James was Jesus' half-brother. The brother in humble circumstances ought to take pride in his high position, but the one who is rich should take pride in his low position. And we have a quote from Catherine of Genoa. The one sole thing in myself in which I glory is that I see in myself nothing in which I can glory. I like that. It's a pretty humble one. Okay, now the lesson is in word. Believers have a tendency to fall into one of two extremes: wallowing in the fact of our depravity or boasting in the benefits of the faith. Each extreme can be further cultivated by our position in this world. For some reason, we draw conclusions about our poverty or wealth, and that they are possible signs of God's favor, but they aren't. And James tells us how to retrain our minds on the matter. Those who are of low position in this world may need to be reminded frequently that they are beloved children of the Most High God. Those who are rich and successful may need to be reminded frequently that they are thoroughly corrupt sinners and called to be servants. But at one time or another, we all need to know both. Only a balanced knowledge of truth will preserve a right perspective. We are unbelievably and insufferably depraved and naturally divorced from the living God. And we are unimaginably divorced. We are unbelievably, unsufferably depraved and naturally divorced from the living God, and we are unimaginably, gloriously redeemed and blessed with eternal treasures, including knowing Him. Both extremes are unalterably true. Nothing can change the fact that we come from such a lowly place, and nothing can take away the thrilling promise of where we are headed. From the decay of this rebellious planet to the family of the King. What a story. Hard for me to read today for some reason. Indeed, and this is the conclusion. Do you tend to dwell on your simple condition? Humble circumstances might lead you to such an imbalance. Meditate on the riches of the kingdom. Do you tend to feel superior to others? Worldly success might lead you to such an imbalance. Remember our corrupt origins and our call to sacrificial service. But regardless of your circumstances, material or spiritual, know that both extremes are true for every believer. The Bible is clear. The story of grace is altogether amazing. We've been lifted from one extreme to another. Proverbs 21:1, you always hear me saying it. The king's heart's like a stream of water directed by the Lord. He guides it wherever He pleases. You watch a river, you watch an ocean, you watch a sea. It's gonna flow one way. There's gonna be currents, there's gonna be this, there's gonna be that. And when you jump in there, you could swim, but going against the currents is foolishness. You're gonna run out of energy, you're gonna drown in that. But the Lord has living waters, and He'll never drown you in them. He'll always have you swim the way you're supposed to be. So when you swim, you're going in a direction. The Lord's going to have you move in the right direction of His holy water, of His living water, so that you take that to another. And as it says, rivers of living water will flow from your belly. They'll be from your heart onto one another. And you can help someone with an imbalance. And when you have an imbalance, someone's going to help you out. Have I thought of myself higher than others? Yeah. Not that I'm high or stuck up or anything, but like here recently, I've been here for 13 years, and some guy that I don't know what happened to him. I heard he's incarcerated, but he will not with us maybe 2 months. And he had an issue with me. He was going too slow, so I went around him. And he was like, "What was that about?" And I just kept doing my trip card and looked down at him like, "Who are you?" And he was like, "I asked you a question." I said, "And I asked you a question. Who are you?" "You're gonna find out." Man, and he was furious. Guy walked off. And sure enough, boy, he was narking on me like a little schoolhouse girl. But Did I think of myself higher than him? Yeah, I did, because I was here for 13 years. She was here for 2 months. I didn't know who his name was until later on. But that man ain't here no more. And I hope him the best. See, now here's where I become humble like a slave. Instead of, he got what he deserved. I pray that when he gets out of his incarceration, that he quits drinking from the cup of bitterness. Maybe while he's in prison, that he finds a good Bible and learns for himself to drink from the living waters that I'm talking about. And that's what this is showing me as a servant. I'm rich with the Lord in my heart. I make fair money for my family, but what it is really about is spiritual riches and a tablet of the heart. And when you do that, you can pray for your enemy. You can bless them that persecute you and be kind to them that hate you. So there it is. From one extremity to another. Know that someday the Lord will lift you up in honor. So store your riches up in heaven today.